Well, friends, welcome to the future where we have self-driving cars, robots that can clean your house, and a doctor can take a look at that butt rash from the comfort of your at-home laptop. What a time to be alive! My name is Jackie, and I am from the Financial Literacy Tribe. But my regular 9 to 5 job, as many of you know, is I am a registered nurse. Specifically, right now, I am actually doing telemedicine nursing, which is this cool new thing where you can basically see patients from a computer screen and you can diagnose and treat them 100% virtually. What a time to be alive. Wow. And so I had recently stumbled upon an article that was talking about how cost effective telemedicine visits can be as opposed to in-person doctor's visits. And I just thought, what a perfect time to talk about this, because there's a lot of people who are currently, with all the things going on, very nervous about going into doctor's offices due to possible exposure. And so I just thought it would be perfect for us to touch upon this. And who better to talk to you about it than a telemedicine nurse herself? Specifically a telemedicine triage RN. Okay? I work hard for that title, sis. I'm gonna show off that title, okay? So let's jump right in. So as mentioned, telemedicine visits are basically this new thing. They have been around for a few years, but they have become very popular as of recent, where basically you can actually teleconference with your actual healthcare provider from the comfort of your home, your office, or wherever it is that you happen to be. And so the visit is 100% virtual. Usually they use some sort of an application like Zoom or even Microsoft Teams or some other app like that where you can video conference in. But I know a lot of doctors' offices are also offering other services where you can like email a nurse directly to get a response or even call them directly. It's all kind of the same virtual healthcare ecosystem. And so basically that's what we're going to be talking about today, and specifically whether it is a more cost-effective option specifically for you. So let me start by saying that telemedicine visits, virtual doctor's visits, are not intended for every type of ailment. As an example, you should not be coming and trying to do a telemedicine visit with your doctor or healthcare provider if it is an emergency. If you are severely injured or you have just passed out or something crazy like that, telemedicine is not intended to take the place of an ER visit. So definitely if you are in any type of distress, physical distress or mental distress, you need to go to your nearest ER for care, because they would be able to do a heck of a lot more than your healthcare provider would be able to do virtually, obviously. I say that, and I know that there are some people rolling their eyes like, duh, but let me tell you something. Your girl has gotten some very interesting patients via telemedicine. I remember there was this one guy who literally videoed in, and he was, I kid you not, missing a portion of his hand. It was some sort of a wood chipper accident. He was doing yard work or something like that. Homeboy was bleeding all over the place, and he telemedicined in. Like, you're missing a portion of your hand. What am I supposed to do from here, from this side of the computer screen? How am I supposed to support you? It was very confusing. The whole thing was very confusing. But anyway, we told him to go straight to his ER. So obviously, if there's like some freakish injury or something crazy, please just go to your ER. Please do not call us. We cannot do anything from inside your computer or TV. We can't help you. Go to your ER. Some other examples include any type of visit where we have to do any type of biometrics or, any type of like assessment that involves you being in the office in person. So things that I think of as like routine physical exams, or even like sometimes you need a physical exam to be cleared for a medical procedure. We have to take your blood pressure. We have to do blood work. We have to check your height. We have to check your weight. For those types of visits, it just doesn't make sense for you to be doing them via telemedicine, because how are we supposed to collect that data? And it isn't good enough for us to just take your word for it, unfortunately. I lie all the time about what my weight is. I'm sure a lot of people do as well. Like, what I say my weight is and what the scale says. Me and the scale just don't see eye to eye. But my point is that definitely for physical examinations or any type of physical exam needed for a medical procedure, for clearance for a medical procedure, you have to go in person in your doctor's office. Unfortunately, a telemedicine visit would not be particularly helpful for that. The third type of visit that is definitely not particularly helpful if you try to do it via telemedicine is any type of diagnostic visit. If there's something wrong and we need to run tests to figure out what it is that's wrong, we're not going to be able to do those tests from the comfort of your computer screen, right? So as an example, maybe you fell down the stairs really, really hard and you can't put any type of weight on your leg and you think that it might be broken. We're going to need to do an x-ray. So a telemedicine visit would not actually be helpful. You need to come in person for any type of diagnostic visit. So outside of the visits that I had just mentioned, pretty much all other visits would be great for telemedicine visits. I'm talking about regular routine sick visits. Definitely if you're experiencing like viral symptoms or you think you may have contracted the illness that's going around and you don't want to put other people at risk, it would be great for you to just do a telemedicine visit. In fact, the doctor's office where I'm currently working at and doing telemedicine at, if you have like certain symptoms, you can't just walk into the doctor's office because you would be putting the other patients and the workers at risk. So you have to do a telemedicine visit, and then at that point they will prompt you to either get tested or do something else. But definitely for sick visits, definitely for mental health visits, if you do regular counseling or therapy with a psychiatrist or any type of like psychiatric counselor or something, telemedicine visits are great because they just encompass communication usually. And also there's so many things that before could not be done virtually that now it's just standard routine that we do them electronically. So as an example, EMR systems or electronic medical record systems, all of the data from your visits are actually probably stored on the World Wide Web, which I know probably makes a lot of people nervous, but that's just, it's the future, as I mentioned. And definitely also being able to prescribe medications, those are sent electronically now too. Writing lab orders, maybe you have to go get blood work done or do some sort of urine testing or something. Lab orders are written and sent 100% electronically. So definitely anything that involves a sick visit or anything where maybe you're just calling in because you need a medication refill or to do standard blood work, that can all be done via telemedicine because again, we can just send those orders out electronically. All right, let's talk about the real meat and potatoes of this video. And the meat and potatoes is the cost of it. Statistically, according to all the data, telemedicine visits tend to be less than half of the cost of a regular in-person visit for the same exact thing. So just to add some real life statistical data to this video, if you do not have insurance, because obviously if you have insurance, it may or may not be covered. You may or may not have a copay. It just depends on your insurance. But if you're currently not insured, or maybe you have a deductible-based plan where you have to pay out of pocket for a while before you actually get anything covered, the average sick visit currently, as of now, within the United States, is going to run you out of pocket between $75 to $200 for a sick visit. A regular in the office sick visit versus a telemedicine visit. Maybe you have a really bad earache and you think that you might just have an otitis media or a middle ear infection and you just want to see the doctor for that. That same exact visit that costed you $75 in the actual doctor's office for a doctor to just look in your ear and write you a prescription for an antibiotic, that same exact visit would have been $30 via telemedicine. So the average cost for telemedicine visits currently are between $30 and $80. So they're literally less than half of what an in-person visit costs. So definitely if you have very mild symptoms of illness or if it's just like a routine medication refill visit or like I said, a counseling visit or something like that, definitely consider doing it via telemedicine because if you're paying out of pocket, it's going to be much cheaper for you. In terms of where you can get a telemedicine visit, there are tons of companies that have come out as of recent, especially with what's going on now, and they are very, very economical. I've seen them for out of pocket, you pay between $30 to $40 for an actual doctor's visit, and you can have whatever it is that you need taken care of. So definitely, I will link some down below in the description box for you. In addition to that, it might be worth it also to touch base with your regular current primary care doctor, wherever it is that you get your care from now, because they might offer these services. A lot of doctors' offices that prior to all of this didn't have telemedicine are now doing it because it just makes sense, you know, in the current day and age and everything that's going on. So they might already offer it. It's worth it to ask if your doctor can do telemedicine visits. If not, definitely check out the links that I'm going to put in the description box for you. And obviously I'm a little bit biased because I'm a telemedicine nurse, but like, cost aside, I just think it's a great addition. It's a great tool for our healthcare system currently, because it allows for people to pay less in what is already a very expensive healthcare system. I don't have to tell you how much things cost. I'm sure you're already aware. But definitely anything that helps save money in your pocket is definitely a-okay. And then also you're also reducing exposure by not having to go into the doctor's office. And it also like reduces stress, right? Like if it's something really minor, do you really have to go out there and find parking and go see your doctor and wait in the waiting room for 25 minutes? Do you need to? Probably not. So for all those reasons, I think it's a great idea. So be sure to check it out. And if you do try it out, you know what I'm going to say. Be sure to leave me a comment because I want to hear about it. Definitely also, if you found this video to be helpful, be sure to hit the like button for me and be sure to subscribe if you are not currently subscribed to my channel. I would love to have you as part of my familia, my family. Definitely be sure to check out my blog, which is available at focusedfrugalfab.com. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!